Hello.
Hey, Bobby. Hey. She's so cool. All dolled up, just playing chess by the pool.
I hate the way you look.
We're having fun. Let's enjoy the moment.
Can we not enjoy something?
Come on, it's pink.
Everything looks better in pink.
Good with everything. Coming up, I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up my life. Let's go. Welcome to meet you, everybody. What a pleasure it is to be here. I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
And if you're listening,
we're talking to you.
We're talking to you.
Welcome to meet you.
Right down the barrel. My name's Robbie Armfield.
I'm Dart. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us on a very special episode.
Very, very special.
We're here. We're broadcasting our friendship live for you, for your enjoyment. That's
right. And we're listening to the Barbenheimer soundtrack.
Yeah. We've got a Barbenheimer episode. We did the double feature.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it, but first, as always, we're going to check in. Robbie, how have you been?
Yeah, pretty good.
Moving on.
Feeling good. Actually, do you know what recently happened?
What?
It's a new segment I've got called That's Whack. So I'll sort of combine these two things.
Sure.
What's been happening and
what's been whack.
So you know that I like hummus or hummus.
Yeah.
As I like to.
I know a couple of things about it. I know you like hummus.
Yeah.
I know you are partial to a pied. The Pied Piper, we call you.
P-Day.
P-Day.
That's right.
Yeah.
The fresher, the better. So I like hummus, and I like those kilos that you can get on hummus. People have different opinions as to the brands and stuff, you know, whether they are Israeli or Pakistani, that kind of thing.
Sure. It's political, is it?
Yeah, it actually seems to be. I don't know too much about that. I don't want to weigh in there. I just go by my taste buds, and I do prefer the like $1 more expensive Obello. On this day, that one was not available, so I went with I think it's called the Yahtzee. It's like a yellow lid one. But now what they have on these, have you seen these kilo things in the supermarket?
Of course, they're a statement.
They have, they're a bucket, so if you haven't seen them, they're a bucket. Hopefully we can get an image of them up here in this fancy. Go Yahtzee hummus.
and while if you're wondering who we're talking to Cokey.
Yes.
Who's a new silent addition to the WTMY universe, and who is kindly recording us in this fucking incredible studio.
We can't thank him enough. It is so wonderful to have him along for the ride here and to kindly have us here. So.
He said we could be here in the studio. We sorted it all out, and also big shout outs to Olive, Canterbury Catgirl from 2FM, Two Fair Maidens podcast, who also helped make this happen. So shouts out. But Cokey said, "Yep, we can do it." We set it up. We set it up for 7 p.m. I messaged him a couple of days ago. I said, can we do it a little earlier? He said, yeah, look, come through at 6:30 if you want. I said, how about 6? He said, yep, no worries. We rocked up at 7:15. Retarded behavior.
After absolutely scrambling for a park.
Yeah, paying out the fucking ass for a car park. We're in Sydney, by the way.
We're in Sydney.
Big love to Cokey. Big shouts out to Cokey.
That's right. Now, so back to the Yahtzee hummus.
Sure.
So... You see there on the what it has is a handle. It's quite surreptitiously put, but it does have a little handle there.
Yeah.
I guess that's for picnics or something. But basically, what I did is from my sort of work, I walked home.
Yeah.
Carrying my kilo of hummus with the little handle.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street, down these big main roads.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever done that. I felt like I was doing something quite new.
Yeah.
And I was both embarrassed and felt slightly cool. And like, you guys haven't seen this. You know, sure, laugh at me, but I'm actually at the crest of a wave.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the innovator is always laughed at the beginning.
That's
of
right.
the wave.
Madness and genius, part of the same coin. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Would you have laughed at me if you saw that?
I would have cackled if I saw you doing that. I would have loved it. A person in general, it really depends on what else is going on. But if I saw you doing that, I would have gone, there's a dude in his own lane who knows what what he wants, and he's gone and got himself a little kilo of hummus, and he's walking home, and it's like a modern day little like Red Riding Hood skipping through the woods. That's how I'd see you. It would bring me joy.
It's quite amazing the swing that you can get.
Oh, were you playing with the swing?
Well, it's a kilo. It's a kilo of hummus.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's wax. That's how I've been. That happened to me, and I sort of felt like I was quite, again, sort of like Oppenheimer with the bomb.
Yeah,
basically.
You felt like Oppenheimer with the bomb,
sort of.
And the bomb was the hummus.
Yeah,
hummus,
and everybody was the government or
something.
What about you? What's been going on? You trained here. There was an incident on the train when you were.
There was an intruder in the train. I felt like it was an episode of Doctor Who. There's been an intruder in the train carriage. It fucking held up everything for 2 hours. It was really full on. But yeah, I caught the overnight train from living with mum in the country to here to Sydney to do this, and it went. It was fine, but I woke up a little bit out of sorts. But other than that, I'm all good. But something I did want to check in with you and the piss cult as a whole is I've been getting a lot of questions on how's Dart going with the porn.
Okay.
Because we talked about porn usage and me trying to cut down on porn and what that means and all this kind of stuff. We even toyed with the idea of getting maybe an expert in to talk about the effects of porn on the brain at one point. Remember we were talking about that?
We did, and we also had a little challenge where I think we were on the cusp of sharing with each other our favorite video to...
Yes, Robbie and I were going to basically give each other a few favorite porn videos of ours, and then we were going to try jerking off to each other's porn. And
that was stopped. I think rightly so.
Well, do you know? I will say now that I'm single, I'm down. If you want to do that,
it's not. It's not something. It's not a bucket list thing.
Okay, right. It's pretty depraved.
I'm just trying to give some context to this conversation about porn, which is, and I think you recognise that you had a bit of an issue with it.
Well, I'm a daily wanker.
With porn.
With porn. And what I've...
Should we get some up? Cokey.
Should we get some porn
up? So what's she doing here?
No, but I just thought I'd check in with everyone and just say, I'm worse than ever.
Oh, no.
No, don't say it like that.
No, I will say it like that.
I'm
also,
worse
is it
than
okay
ever.
that I'm wearing these?
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm worse than fucking ever. I kind of like... And I think I needed to get worse maybe before I eventually get better, because I think I've been worse than ever and I might be getting a little bit better. But I'm edging myself with like titty streams on Twitch, I'm not like jerking off all day, but I'm like working and I'll have like a window open. Like I've often got a porn window open.
I don't like that.
I went to, and I told Robbie when I was in Melbourne recently, I went and got my first rub and tug.
I'm glad that you feel comfortable to talk about that.
Yeah. It was not terribly. It's not a terribly interesting story. I went to like a fairly like high end joint. They tried to upsell me on oral sex. I said no. I'd like a massage and a rub and tug. Hand relief, they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't come.
No, I imagine that would be hard. It'd be hard to get comfortable in a position where you're feeling, quite out of your depth, maybe. Unless, yeah.
How do you reckon you'd go in that situation? You've never had a rub and tug?
No, I haven't. I think I'd find it quite hard to get, fully sort of comfortable.
Yeah, I told you that she flipped me over after giving me the massage. She was surprised that I wasn't erect. And she said, have you already come? Did you already come? And I said, no. And I said, why do you ask? She said, oh, just wondering. And
so I guess let's just give some context. Like, so this was your first one, and sort of what led to doing this?
I've got a couple of mates. One in particular, he'll know that I'm talking about him, who has been indulging in the erotic massages, and he's been telling me about them. And his stories, they're quite titillating. It sounds the non-committal nature of it all, the transactional nature of it all. It sounded fucking good to me. It's something I wanted to try. So I was like, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to go. I'd finished a big day of work. I called an Uber to this joint that I looked up. I booked in, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I deserve some R&R. I want to do this as a nice thing for me. I felt very in control. I wasn't sad when I went to do it. I felt good. I felt healthy and comfortable with my decision. I didn't feel ashamed afterwards.
Sounds like it was as good as it could get.
I think it was as good as it could get. I think it would have been better if I wasn't even close to coming though.
That's okay. I mean, as long as you had fun.
I definitely did have fun.
And what was the massage itself like?
Trash. Trash massage. Shit massage. Like I wasn't, I think we should have, it was a 45-minute rendezvous. I think we should have committed more. We left about 15 minutes for the hand relief. I think we could have gone a little bit longer on the hand relief.
What did you guys talk about?
She asked me about my tattoos.
Did she have any tattoos?
Yeah. She said hers were nothing. They didn't mean anything. And then she said, what about mine? And I told her about my tattoos. And then she asked me what I did for work. We talked about that. I would say, and I feel like I have a pretty good feel for this, I would say we had a good, comfortable conversation. We were laughing. And maybe this is why the massage was bad. It took her focus off it a little bit.
She was keen to have dinner with you afterwards, right?
She asked me if I wanted to get a coffee.
Yeah.
And I said...
You said you don't have to do this.
No, I said you don't have to do this. And she said, I can tell that you need company tonight.
And you said, I think I can save you.
Yeah. And I said, well, if you're coming for coffee with me, you're not coming back to this place.
I think this is more serious. I think what we've got here is leading to being a bit more serious than my usual clients.
Yeah, and I said, when I walked in here and I saw you, and I saw how fucking beautiful you were, I knew I wasn't walking out without saving you from this fucking place.
This fucking place.
This fucking...
Imagine if that was the name of it.
Tip of a place. This fucking place. But the
$200.
$200.
The menu of this fucking place. $200. Oh god.
But the thing that happened that I have to mention, and it sounds fake, but it really did happen. I said, can I pay for a little bit longer so maybe I can get there to the climax? And she said, I would, but I've got another client. Which
It's basically the opposite of what we were
felt
saying.
like a rejection. Can I pay you for more of your company? She said no. And I said, all right, do you reckon... no, and then she said, but you're welcome to use the room to finish yourself off. I mean, it's got massage music. The room seemed quite clean. I was quite comfortable. And I said, you know what? I'm about to catch the train home. I'm going to have a half-oiled fucking chub, little shriv going on. It's like, I think I do want to do that. So I took her up on it. She left the room. I reached over to what I thought was lube to begin the task. And it was hand sanitizer. And it burnt my dick.
So the first time that's happened to you?
Yes. And it burned a lot. It was really painful. It was really fucking painful. And I started jacking off with the hand sanitizer. And then I felt fucking degraded. And then she actually came back in the room to check on me after, I guess, her other client. And I told her about the hand sanitizer. And she laughed a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get her on.
I'd get her on.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's okay.
That's my story.
So that's been happening, and so the porn thing has been in conjunction with this, in a sort of in a fever pitch. And what you sort of said before, you didn't like my response to you saying that it's off the rails right now.
I'm very sensitive to people being worried about me.
Do you see it as a problem?
Yes, I think I do have a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think admitting that I have a problem doesn't mean that it's out of control fucked up, whatever. I think it definitely tips over into the spectrum of being too much. But I don't think what I tend to do when I'm feeling low is I'll fucking freak out about it. Or I'll feel like I'm a piece of shit or a monster. Where like you in particular have been someone who has actually advocated. I think I mentioned to you like, I think before I got the rub and tug, I was like, I was thinking about doing something like this. You said, yeah, sounds great. Try it out.
Yeah.
Which is nice because I'm noticing, dude, getting in my 30s, all my mates, blokes the same age who have been absolute pieces of shit all their lives, and I love them with all my heart, but fucking perverted pieces of shit. They're all slowing down, and I'm not, and I feel like fucking Zach Galifianakis out of The Hangover. I'm gonna go get a rub and tug, and they're like, yeah. Are you sure that's in your best interest? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, so can't we keep the party going?
Can't we keep the party going? Can't we keep the lights on?
It might be time to face it. You're not as good as you used to be.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting older. Yeah, okay. So you're feeling a bit out of the loop of your close friends in that sense. Is that right?
A little bit. They've got long-distance relationships going, long-term relationships going, or they're single and they're just golfing.
Golfing and rubbing and tugging, right?
No, just golfing.
Oh.
And barely doing anything sexual anymore.
And when you mean golfing, do you mean like the driving range, or actually just holes?
Full golf. One of my mates bought a golf buggy.
I feel like the driving range, and this is probably influenced by my recent viewing of The Departed, but I feel like the driving range is a bad place to be frequenting. I just feel like it's bad.
What's frequenting mean?
To go often.
Oh, right.
To go off into the driving range. Just feels bad. Just feels like a bad direction. It's just, just find another pot to piss in, brother.
Yeah.
This is, you're going nowhere fast here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, for some reason, I think that's shit. And then, same thing. The cricket sheds where they sort of
the nets.
The nets, same thing. Give it up.
Not a good place to be.
I think you've literally hit a dead end.
Right. Okay. You've cornered yourself.
You've literally cornered yourself, and newsflash, you're not getting better. And you can feel it too, because you're not actually in the sport. You're not in the thing. You're in some fake playground that you think you're improving.
Can you go kick the footy?
Yeah, you can probably tell them against squash.
I don't even want to ask your thoughts on squash.
No, don't bring up squash.
Squash is so fun.
I was quite good at it.
I bet you were great at it.
It's always the freaks that play squash.
The freaks, yeah. Not good at any other sport, but get him in a squat. Put him in an enclosed room and his fight and flight goes off and he's scurrying. He's pulling moves you didn't know he was fucking capable of.
You have to wear fucking safety goggles, anything like that,
Yeah.
I mean, who's playing badminton these days?
Badminton's my favorite. I fucking love badminton. Badminton.
Do you play? When did you last? Do you like to play it? I didn't realize this.
When I was in high school, we used to go to the sports center, me and my buddy, after school and play 2 nights a week, and it was the highlight of my life. I loved it.
It is quite good, isn't it?
It's so fun,
and it's bizarrely. You feel yourself being bizarrely competent at actually hitting the shuttlecock.
Correct.
You're like, but there's this big length.
Yeah.
I should not be able to. You feel like a magician being able to hit it.
It's fucking amazing. And because it's floaty, you have time to.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And if you smack somebody else, you get a little, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Barbenheimer, because you actually did. So myself saw Oppenheimer, and then a couple of days later saw Barbie. I didn't, but you actually did the Barbenheimer.
I did the Barbenheimer. Me and my buddy, we did we really treated ourselves. We met at his house. We had some THC oil.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Speak freely.
Well, obviously, then your opinion means nothing.
No. Look, because so I got my medical marijuana license, and the doctor didn't want to give me the vape. He said, how about just the oil? And I was like, what? Is it CBD oil? He said, no, it's like THC oil. It's pure. You just drop it in your tongue. That way you don't have to smoke. It's really strong, so like only do this much, and I'm like, all right. And it's like, it's not as cool, but all right. And so I've got this THC oil, and I'm yet to get it working for me in a way that gets me fucked up. So it didn't fuck me up, is what I'm saying. I wasn't like fucking blazed or anything.
Now, did you start with Barbie or Oppenheimer?
We did Oppenheimer first.
Where did you land? Like, was that just convenience, or did you feel strongly about that?
We had a chat about it before, and we thought, let's do Oppenheimer first, because we did them both in gold class, and we thought, start of the day, we're fresh, we're concentrating. It's going to be more of a concentrating film, more full on, it's longer, and then we'll finish the day off with something light.
That was my thinking too. That was my thinking too. But I was convinced of the other one by the end of the whole conversation, because obviously, I mean, as you would have seen, the internet's been ablaze with.
Oh, it's been ablaze.
And I think that it's true that you want to be left with the fumes of Oppenheimer almost.
Yeah, that's what you feel?
That's what I sort of was convinced of after hearing all the arguments. Because like you sort of just know that Barbie's going to be a bit of a fun excursion, right?
Yeah,
colourful, fun, and then you sort of want to be left with the
fumes of Oppenheimer. You want to think about it.
Yeah, but anyway, that's not how it happened. That's fine. I think both are fine.
Yeah,
so you started with Oppenheimer, and I mean, should we start with Oppenheimer?
Let's start with Oppenheimer. What did you think?
I had a small sleep.
No shit. So did my buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went with my dad and my good friend Mitch.
Yeah.
And the three of us, like the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Dad had the first sleep. I had the second. Mitch had the third.
Such despicable behaviour.
It was like the Snow White and the Three Dwarfs.
It's like, he's really that tired, you know.
The popcorn. I mean, I have food comas, and
Robbie's food comas are incredible.
and the popcorn and the boysenberry choc top just threw me under the bus.
You went for the boysenberry,
and I was liking it. I just couldn't. So, but anyway, I think it was okay. Like it was pretty good. I think I've heard it said that the psychological impact of the horror maybe wasn't as explored as much as people might like.
Yeah.
I happen to disagree. I think some of those scenes where the sound cuts out for like the only moment of the movie are like quite horrific and arresting.
I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
That scene when the test bomb goes off successfully, and it's like the ultimate bittersweet.
And I've seen the book. I just saw in the bookstore today the book that it's based on.
Yeah.
It's a fucking doorstop, and you can imagine like Nolan famously overblows his movies, right? Like just in terms of length, and so you can understand like what the cuts that he must have made to get it to where it is. Look, it was good. I think I agree with people that say that Downey Jr.'s performance was maybe the best that they've seen him.
Sure.
Generally enjoyed it. I loved Matt Damon.
I liked Matt Damon a lot.
Yeah.
I liked everyone in it. Do you know who I didn't like?
Mm-hmm.
Who was playing his wife?
I was literally about to bring this up.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt.
She didn't have a lot to work with. It's not fully her fault, but
No.
fuck me, what a boring character.
Do you know what? I have to... what I didn't like about... I think she performed, as you say, I think she performed it as well as she could.
Sure.
But she was obviously forced to keep repeating the alcoholism in a way that I felt was quite forced. And it's like, by the second time we sort of get it. Like, we know that she's got a problem.
Sure.
And I found that to be a bit... It brought me out of it a bit, where I was like, oh, yeah, okay, we get it.
Well, so the thing I was going to say about Oppenheimer was there were some moments that really made me cringe. And one of the moments that made me cringe was...
Florence Pugh.
Oh, she's so fucking hot. She didn't make me cringe. I like how they brought her in just to fuck.
Do you think that because I sort of have the suspicion that it wasn't Nolan's direction that she be naked in that scene?
She chose.
I have a suspicion that she decided.
I felt like it was Nolan intercepted it.
What do you mean by that?
Inceptioned it, sorry, and was
Oh.
like, "Oh, hey, Florence, we want you in this. This is going to be real dry, though. It's really boring, and yeah, you're like the mistress of Oppenheimer, and like I don't know if you. I wonder how you could make this character pop. If you have anything, what do you think you should do?" And then she was like, "Oh, I could get naked and like ride his fucking beanpole like a fucking carousel. What do you think?" And he's like, "Oh, if you want to do it, yeah, right." And like,
I think you might be onto something there. I don't want to fully discredit her autonomy, but what I do think is in terms of the cringe, the thing that did make me majorly cringe in that scene was her, thinking about the teenage guys that are a bit of bibliophiles, whatever. They kind of have a collection of books. Thinking about a woman like Florence Pugh,
this scene,
looking through his collection, admiring, being fascinated. Read this to me while hopping on like a carousel.
She inserts himself at the beanpole into the crevasse.
I don't think
while he reads the "I am become death" in Sanskrit.
it's too much, isn't it?
And this is what I wrote. This was my biggest note. The film is Sigma male porn.
It is.
It is porn for this new wave of Sigma, this pensive Jordan Peterson. Oh, I'm so brilliant. The weight of the world's on my shoulder. And I am going to fuck, but like also, what am I going to do? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm so skinny.
Yeah. And I'm so skinny.
I'm so underweight. But I'm going to fuck heaps.
Yeah. Our friend Charlie.
He sees the world that cannot be seen. Like they kept saying that.
Our friend Charlie has some great takes on both this movie and Barbie. But the one that he said about Oppenheimer is he's like, I just don't believe he was fucking that much.
No, absolutely. And this is the thing. I don't believe he was fucking that much. And I also don't believe all the scenes, RP.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't believe that. And it harkens back to what I think is one of the most overrated films. It's a good movie, but I think it's fucking overrated. Social Network. And there is a scene in The Social Network.
It's interesting you bring this up.
Where they are bringing a bunch of the early, so they're still all in college, and they're making what will be the first prototype of Facebook. And it's a bunch of them. Do you remember the scene? They're in a circle at a college party on computers.
Yeah.
And they're coding. And there's a bunch of hot people drinking. They're like, yeah. And they're all coding. And then I think Justin Timberlake, who's the guy who makes Napster in the movie, walks in and goes, "What's going on here?" And someone's like, "Don't disturb them. They're dialed in right now. They are coding." And people are like, "Yeah," and drinking around them. Fuck off. That didn't happen. Even close. Like, don't show me shit like that.
Don't glorify it.
Don't
like that.
glorify that shit. These guys were not going to parties.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because Weeze loves The Social Network and he compared it to The Social Network, Oppenheimer.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We'll have to ask him more about that. But okay, so Oppen, how many stars?
I gave it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd probably be the same.
Yeah. I thought it was fucking cool.
I actually liked that it was doing that sort of, the IMAX thing on the sort of an insular tale, kind of his mindset or whatever.
For sure. And I liked how it really did feel the way that he cut it together, how it was like a trailer and with the graphics and all, like, the everything, the particles and all that kind of stuff. It felt as though he did a really effective job at making you feel as though you were in the mind of a brilliant man during a tumultuous period of history. Like, I really liked how it paced itself in a way that was alien to how other movies. Do you know what I'm saying? It felt like this track, you know what I mean, that you were on of inevitability, like fate for this guy to make this awful, horrible. Oh, and I also thought it was so funny. I also thought it was so funny how fucking Einstein kept popping out of the woodwork like fucking Gandalf. Like, there was a scene when a car drives past Oppenheimer's house and then the car leaves and then Einstein walks out behind the thing.
Yeah.
Like, who is this cunt? Like, you know.
I thought he did a great job.
Oh, he did great.
I liked it.
It was just funny how mythical they made him, which makes sense, I guess.
I guess it's it's the Reddit movie.
Yeah.
Par excellence, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought Oppenheimer was fucking great. I thought it was
What do you
really
think
cool.
of Mr. Robot guy?
He's fucking stain.
It was almost too stacked, the cast.
It's too stacked these
I kind of
days.
have to
It's
say,
like the Irishman.
Casey Affleck, the Irish,
Yeah.
It's kind of, it got a bit distracting, sort of.
What do you think of Josh Peck? He was like the chattish.
Oh.
I thought he was quite good.
Was that the guy from Drake and Josh?
Yeah. No, that's Josh. I think Josh Peck is like that old. oh, brother.
I'm so skinny. I'm so thin.
Yeah, look.
Which Josh Peck?
He's like he was a heartthrob back in the day.
Oh,
and
he
was
did very well. I think
was
he
fucking
he
great.
did very well, actually.
Yeah.
Benny Safdie.
Love Benny Safdie. He was cartoonish. He was crazy, but I just like him.
I like him too.
I like him.
I think I saw Licorice Pizza recently, which
Yeah.
I thought was quite average, actually, and the age gap was irksome as hell. And he's the mayor in that, or some sort of hopeful political hopeful in that movie, and it did redeem it for me slightly seeing him.
He's great. Did I tell you I saw Good Times?
Yeah,
or Good Time.
doesn't he do so well in that?
So well. What a fine movie that is.
That
and I saw it for Vivid. It was with a live score.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and it was like this kind of, I forget who it was who did it, but it was in this huge, beautiful theater, and it was this like druggy, like trip hop, like a couple of electronic musicians and this like rapper.
A rapper.
A rapper, and he was like, like barely audible, like druggy rap. It was so affecting. It was fucking sick.
That would have been cool.
It was really cool, man.
Shit,
Really
yeah.
cool, because when you watch that film and you picture like having a live score while you watched it, that film is really like a fucking train on a track. So much of it is just like, Good Time, like running, no dialogue, you know, and then while Robert Pattinson is like talking to that 16-year-old chick at the house or this and that, and then bang straight into it again. It's fucking what a film.
Yeah. Quite good. Good time.
Good time.
All right, Barbie.
And I'm bad like the Barbie.
Here we go.
Look at those feet. Look, I've got to say, horny.
Hooked me in with the feet.
I love
Hooked me in.
Margot Robbie's legs, her feet,
Her fingers.
her fingers, her smile.
I mean, again, this is so Charlie's got a couple of great things to say about this one. Number one, Margot is way overrated. Like, she basically can't act. She's just like really hot.
Oh, stop
Which-
it. She's charismatic as hell.
I mean, I'm not going to like fully disagree. The other thing that he said about this movie that I think is exactly right is that it's an SNL skit gone too long.
Charlie, I said the exact same thing. I said it's a 1.5 hour SNL skit with a confused, boring, dog shit social commentary / political take, and the whole like an SNL skit, the whole mood of the movie. And I wanted to preface before I got into this, but because Charlie said, I'm just jumping straight into it. The whole mood of the movie is fucking like when you were in year 12 in high school and the hot popular kid wears a dress to muck up day.
Yeah.
Oh, endless joy and life. How could he do that? He's got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Like, it isn't that absurd. And like,
That's
and
interesting, yeah.
I don't want to be a stick in the mud. Like, I'll say straight off the bat, I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was an average comedy film, with some big laughs at points. But I don't want to be. I'm happy with people enjoying things, but I have a theory about Look, I'm talking too much. You go first, and I'll pick it up.
Okay. Well, yeah, I thought it was a fun romp in some ways. Like I liked the color. I liked, some of the
course.
music was quite good to hear, especially that Barbie remix with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice on the big system for the credits. That having that sub bass like that, I liked that.
It's a sick song.
Unfortunately for me, this movie is majorly colored by Kevin Parker's phoned-in inclusion to this soundtrack. It is a 1.5 minute complete waste of time.
Yeah.
It's nothing, And he was
really upset you.
was just it's shit,
Yeah.
And I just wish that, because I think I've said in the past that I'm cool with like Kevin getting the bag, doing whatever he has to do. I think pull the brakes a little bit, start to actually make some calls. Do less. I think though what my suspicion with what was happening with it is that he was doing Mark Ronson a favor, who he's obviously worked with a lot in the past, and Mark Ronson was like one of the music supervisors on this thing. So I think that's what that was. But Margot did fine. I thought that the patriarchal stuff with Gosling was actually quite funny, some of that.
Yeah.
Gosling was quite funny.
He was the highlight.
And I really liked those. I actually like those dance scenes. Those like Ken dance scenes I thought were actually, I was most engaged with those.
What do you think of Alan?
Kind of funny.
Very funny.
Yeah. Like I actually,
he's a funny guy.
I liked the colours. I have to say I did.
Beautiful colours.
I was like, wow, they've got, whereas I think Asteroid City, which looks.
I want to see that.
I'm not so fussed on it, but like you look at that one, which is like, again, some like garishly colourful thing.
It's like a tealish palette.
Not so interesting to me. That they just seem to have got the colour right, I think, with this Barbie movie. But I mean, obviously at base level, it is just like an excuse to, and this is not a new idea, but it's just like a way to sell more Barbies in today's market. Like the that character saying like, what about a character that just, I don't know, puts on a normal shirt because they had a bad day and they just want to feel kind of worth it in some way. And Will Ferrell goes, that's a terrible idea. And he goes, that's going to make us a lot of money. That's a great idea. You know what I mean? I think that's all this is. It's very just a cynical thing. Now, I have to say there were a couple of bits that were quite funny to me in this. Two of them. There was one where they were like, what about a podcast hosted by two trees? And then the sort of the other one, like 1,000 suns or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That bit was slightly funny. And also like the bit, it's such a throwaway bit, but like, are you shining right now? Are you shining? Did you remember that bit? She's like, they're like in the car and like they were communicating. I think it was Barbie and the mum communicating. And then the daughter's like, are you shining?
Oh, like
are you shining right now?
Right. Yeah.
I thought that was
pretty good.
I thought that was funny.
I thought the Matchbox 20 sing along on the beach was funny.
Yes.
I thought that was very funny.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, them all singing Matchbox 20 to like in the same setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. There was one joke. So another cringe moment for me was this fucking joke where one of the Barbies snaps out of the like psychosis from the Kens and goes, and she's in weird. I fucking hate Kate McKinnon or whatever, weird Barbie. She's a fuckhead.
I know.
And he's like, one of the Barbies comes out of psychosis and she goes, oh, I don't know what happened. 1 minute I was president of the United States and the next I really cared about the Zack Snyder cut of Superman.
Suicide
Squad or whatever. Yeah, Batman vs Superman, whatever the fuck. Who gives a fuck? I was in a cinema with like such a range of people, and I tell you, when that joke fell flat for everyone in that cinema, not a laugh to be had. Do you remember the response to that joke? It really upset me, that joke. It was so fucking pandery.
I think people laughed.
Really?
I think so, yeah. It was quite a... Was your one sold out?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of... Yeah, I mean, the energy, that's just a fun energy, right? So everybody on board for something, that was a fun energy, I have to say.
Oh, it always is. And this is what I stopped myself from saying before. So I don't want to be a stick in the mud. People enjoying things, I'm down. And if you're just going to go in and you don't think about things as critically as this, and that's not, you don't think about things as critically as me, blah, blah, blah. I do that for things too. And I think that there's a set of circumstances that leads you to approach something like this. And they're just not there for me with Barbie. And I think they are there for a lot of people for Barbie. And I think the circumstance is that when you commit to wearing pink, going to a sold-out theatre, everyone's on board. The whole mood of the film is, it's ridiculous. It's a Barbie film. This is so silly. Ryan Gosling, everyone's being so silly. You are almost committing to enjoying it before you've seen it. Like, I feel like you've bought in so far that it would be a big step for you to come out of that theatre and go, it wasn't that good, or even furthermore, I hated it. So I feel like that's because what upsets me, I don't care that people like it, what upsets me is that this film is currently higher rated than Superbad. And that to me is unacceptable. It's got a higher rating than Superbad. Superbad is an incredible comedy film. It's an incredible film, in my opinion. Do you think?
Yeah.
Barbie is an average comedy film, right?
It is an average comedy film.
And you could argue that it's a good comedy film, but it is not. People are giving it perfect scores.
No, the hype has been so well formulated.
I just want people to check themselves just a little bit, because it's the psychosis of the wave that upsets me. Enjoy it, but keep your head.
But I think it's been perfectly, it's perfectly placed, and I think it's I heard this. They spent as much on the marketing as they did on the movie itself.
Yeah,
which they did an amazing job of, it seems.
Absolutely, one of the finest ever jobs.
But probably the other thing, because as you say, stick in the mud. There's a lot of heavy-handed political rhetoric in the movie.
Hated it.
Sure. But as men, we would say that.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So, but what I mean is I think many people have probably said this. It's like the tell don't show thing is what it seems to be doing.
Yeah.
Where it's and that's what I felt near the end. There was just so much. There was so much chat.
Barbie becoming human. But Margot left that movie halfway through. Her character becomes, she looks different, and I know the whole thing is she's becoming human or whatever, and she's doing away with that fake blah blah blah, but her talking to the creator and all that shit, it was so confused.
It was confused.
Shit,
I couldn't really follow it. But you know what's weird?
What?
I choked up.
And this is
why I didn't. But I'm not to say that I liked it. That bit. But
I know the bit you choked up at.
But it's showing all those it knows what it's doing, and it's doing it well. Which is it's just hitting that base level core monkey crocodile bit of your brain, which is things change, you die.
It's not a point for the movie. I felt myself feel emotionally connected at that part, and I just thought, you play a sappy song over real home footage of kids running around and this and that and stuff. That's got nothing to do with this movie. That's just kind of hits your feels.
It does. I mean,
it's like how that happens in a superannuation or an insurance commercial. I remember used to watch TV with my mum growing up, and she'd be in tears at these insurance commercials because it'd be like, no, it does rough sometimes, and it'd be like a kid waiting for her dad to come home from work, and it's he's not coming home, and mum would be like,
God.
Mom.
Oh, jeez. I think though, in terms of the messaging of the movie, the feminist messaging of the movie, as heavy-handed as we might feel it is, Charlie's point, I think it's a good one, is that you think about the reach this movie has. It's just reached the $1 billion mark or whatever. How many people are seeing it? Sold out screenings all across the world. People are going to be seeing this movie that haven't thought about a woman's experience like more urban people like us might have. Sure. You know what I mean? So is it a net? Is it a net good thing for you know, a message like this to be like for a perspective like this to be
In the mass.
afforded people that might not otherwise be exposed to it?
I agree with you, and yes, I think that most popular. I'll say this now, and I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. I think that there can be good things and there can be bad things with stuff like this, and I think that most things that are adopted as being the biggest thing in the world for a moment are given that platform because we collectively agree that this is a good message to go out en masse. So yes, I agree. That being said, it doesn't
Make it a 5-star movie.
it doesn't make it a 5-star
Yeah.
movie, nor does it make it protected from criticism.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying strike it from the record. As I said, average comedy film. I would just invite everyone to keep their heads a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think about all the feet?
Was there more feet other than Margot?
Well, no, there was a lot of Margot feet. I mean, there was a lot of Margot feet in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, obviously. Like,
I'm into feet now.
yeah.
I'm into feet now. Yeah.
Cokey stuff.
Scrolling.
Oh, look at that one. That one's in a body.
Yeah, no, I'm very into feet, legs, ankles, and it's not my number one thing. Like I fuck with it all. Like, see, like I'm looking at that, and it's like the thigh, the fucking. Ooh.
Oh,
All
gosh.
right.
Squashed together.
What did you think of the feet? How do you feel about feet? Titillated at all by feet?
Yeah, I like feet.
Yeah.
I think Margot's got beautiful feet. Is that wrong to say?
Try the cheese, try the bananas, darling. They're exquisite. I just think, fuck it. Let's just get horny. Let's all come. Like, who cares?
Does Barbie make? Do you reckon Barbie's made anybody horny?
Back in the day?
No, like the movie. Do you think? Like, is this making people horny? The Barbie movie.
I was talking to Olive, who we were speaking about earlier, and she said, I saw Barbie. I said, oh, how was it? She said, yeah, it was good. And I said, horny? And she said, huh? And oh, nothing. Because that's what I went in with, the expectation that it was going to be horny.
There's something weirdly like alluring, but then disarmingly perfect about like Margot, basically.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I might say she's got beautiful feet. Yes, she does.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Are they alluring to me? No doubt.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. But it's almost so perfect that you just like it sort of disarms it.
Yeah, no, I know. No, it makes me horny. You know, I searched up Barbie porn. No one's done a good parody yet, but I will look. But look, I do want to say on the porn stuff, like I don't want to be like the porn guy, but what I do want to be is honest about it. And you guys have asked, we've talked about it before, and I didn't want to shy away from, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm watching less, and back then I was, but now I thought, let's give you the full spectrum of the experience. I have lent in. But yeah, no. Have you ever watched any foot fetish porn?
No, actually. I think I might have stumbled on the odd one that used feet in some ways, but it's never been
The main feature of a
it's not.
porn.
I'm not like that level, you know. Like I think I'm an appreciator,
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
but I'm not
Okay.
like you know, you hear about all these scandals about men with you know, requesting certain feet pics. And I mean, it's the feet pics, darling. It's been 15 days, you know, like that meme. It's one of our favorites with Mr. Mime from Pokemon.
It's been 15 days.
Cokey, could you possibly please sorry, this is so Rogan, sorry. Please look up the feet pics, darling. It's been 15 days. The feet pics, darling. It's been 15 days. Maybe just the feet pics, darling might be it. Sorry. Thank you so much. Oh.
It's got a dog instead of the Mr. Mime. If you type Mr. Mime...
Oh, no, there it is. There it is. There it is. See? You can see it there just behind the Know You Mean. See? There it is there. Yep. You don't want to make me angry.
What a piece of shit that Mr. Mime is.
Is that from
He's still...
What is that from? That's from the Detective Pikachu movie?
That's right.
Is that right?
Good movie. That's a better movie than Barbie.
I've not seen that movie.
It's a good movie.
Rewatched There Will Be Blood recently.
So good, man. What'd you think?
Wow. You really do pick up on things, more and more things in that movie when you see it.
Daniel Day-Lewis's performance in that movie possibly is the finest performance I've ever seen.
It's crazy. And I can't help but agree with Tarantino on this, that the other guy does sully the movie slightly.
Who?
The
brother?
Paul Dano as the chaplain.
Who said that?
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
What does he say?
There are some. So the commentary on this Paul Thomas Anderson movie, There Will Be Blood. It's really interesting. The sort of the cohort that gets a lot of views on the commentary. So we've got Quentin Tarantino, like a couple of really well viewed clips on commentary on this movie. We've got Louis C.K. having 2 minutes of a ramble on it. That's actually quite. It's actually quite amazing what he says. Really, like he sort of puts it quite well. And then there's Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle talking about it for a couple minutes. And these are like the biggest clips of commentary. Maybe it's my algorithm, could be, but I don't.
You'll have to send me. What's the criticism on Paul Dano in There Will Be Blood?
I think he's just a bit weak.
Wow.
He's certainly weaker than Daniel Day.
See, of course, but I disagree because I feel like any weakness perceived lends itself to the character, because the character is an over sure of himself person who's out of their depths, but is constantly trying to put themselves forward as a force strong enough to go against Daniel Day-Lewis. And then in the end, we see how naked, weak, and vulnerable he is. So I feel like, I feel like he plays it perfectly.
That's a really...
because he is acting.
I like that reading.
You like that?
And I'll rewatch it with that in mind.
Yeah.
Because I think I was infected by this idea that he's just weak. But that is a perspective that I would like to employ.
Yeah, okay. Sweet.
Love, hate. What are we loving this week, Dart?
Oh, well, before we get into that,
sure,
I do have to show you a couple of things.
Okay.
Darts Menagerie.
Darts Menagerie. Let's do it. So,
Cokey, if you could please pull up the first Instagram tab. So this is, what's his name, if you go up a little bit? So this is Sean Stevens' music, Robbie, and I just wanted to quickly show you this guy. So this guy...
Oh, okay. Looks like he's in New York.
I feel it in my bones, I am rectangular.
So this guy makes his own music.
Feel no hole, I am rectangular. And you are a circle, I am rectangular.
So this guy's
this is a song for
he's a
business
CEO by day.
Nobody asked for.
He's a CEO by day, and he's a musician by night. So if you go calling all unicorns,
thank you.
Hi guys, this is a song for business owners that nobody asked for.
And maybe just scroll down a little bit, Cokey, and go down more.
Oh boy.
If we go to...
God, I like my glasses.
Down a little bit more. He's got a song called...
he can't be very busy if he's able to do this shit.
While the earth bends, terrified.
It's quite a cool photo.
CEO by day, musician by night.
Thank you.
Another crash, another boom, another tree succumbs in a forest full of life. Till a rainbow fills the sky.
So I wanted to show you this.
Mm.
I've become quite addicted to the content. There's a lot about it.
Do we know anything more about him? What's he CEO of?
So I've done a bit of digging. It seems to be a tech startup, and it seems to be actually quite legit. I think that he is quite successful in this role. So yeah, it says there, Tree Fog Inc. We don't need to go into it, but it is a tech startup.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's slightly upsetting, I guess. Yeah.
It's so funny to me. He makes music. He's very passionate about business. So do you know what a unicorn is in business terms?
No.
It's like something to do with like when you do a startup and you reach a certain level of revenue to cost in your first 2 years of performance or something, you become a unicorn startup.
Okay.
So like his music is about business. And
okay.
yeah, so I wanted to show you that.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
The next one, Cokey.
Are they full songs? Like, do they?
Yes.
Some of them are full songs.
Yeah, they're all full songs.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is uniquely Genie, and I've been interacting. We've been interacting with each other a little bit.
The more I
on
began to side
Instagram,
with
and
fairy
I'm
tale
just
witches
obsessed
that
with
moved to the
Uniquely
woods and
Genie.
killed anybody who disturbed them.
Wow.
Yeah, anything,
Wow,
any
wow,
of these, Cokey, they'll all be good.
So I just turned 50, and I have learned there's a few perks. First of all, kidnappers, they ain't that interested
So
in
it's
you anymore.
these. It's
Secondly,
the
in a
the
hostage situation, you are probably going to be one of the first ones released. Third, nobody expects you to run anywhere. Fourth, people who call after 8 p.m., they always ask, did I wake you? Probably yes. Anything you buy now, you ain't wearing out. It's going to last you for life. We get to eat dinner at like 4 o'clock. It's probably because we go to bed at 8. Yeah, being over 50 is pretty cool.
It's the end cards at her for her videos.
Yes.
There was this comment that said the end the
Have
ending
you
cards
seen
go
this new
so
Facebook
fucking
feature?
hard.
Yeah,
Permission to
it's not gonna be
screenshot.
me, But
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
driving me insane. I can't see
No,
it.
I did
Do
love
one-
that.
It's
I
the
did
one
love
more,
that.
Cokey.
At
Thanks, Cokey.
everyone feature in every group you're in. They can tag everybody in the group in one fell swoop. I'm so sick of getting those notifications. I could scream. Facebook, no. Have you seen this new Facebook feature?
You know those people.
Like every filter on,
Yeah.
teeth just gleaming.
Yeah, it's almost worth it.
You know
You
this-
sort of, you know, you're in for something. Oh God.
Here it comes. I love it. All right, and
I
then,
know. I like that.
Yeah.
I like those title cards.
And
yeah.
then I got one more for you. If
Yep.
we go across, so this
Okay.
is Tommy J Swan. Now I am still. This is probably my favorite guy making content at the moment. Just in terms of like in the revolving door of like what I'm obsessed with. This guy, I still don't know whether it's parody or not. Whether it's like he's being ironic. He does just pull anything up, Cokey.
I'm
please.
getting the sense, is this
Your
kind of like
recommendation to try these cheeseburgers.
review
Yes.
bra mixed with
Cheeseburger, sunflower seeds,
that British train
and pizza
autist
from Little Caesars
that got
sunflower
Kind
that
of.
got called out for
Look at
being a
these.
Chad.
Pops,
Kind
get
of.
the shot. Yeah. Well, I just finished recording a review for them. If you want to see that, it's going to be on my YouTube channel a little bit later today. But like we normally do, if you don't want to see it, they're good. I liked them. It was a solid recommendation. Thank you, bro. Let's go to Walmart together sometime and find some dang food. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Peace. Churdley.
Every video he has is this. He never eats the food. He never eats.
Really?
Never. I've never seen him put something in his mouth.
But I thought he
he's-
said that he's got you can go to a link to watch that.
okay, yeah, and I haven't done that, but like
Oh.
he's
Nuts
so
are sold out.
he's so
How could I
surprised all the
possibly
time
make
by the
Mr.
food.
Beast
Everything is
taste
so
test video if
ridiculous
his
to him.
nuts are sold
He's
out?
so non-committal. He
Huh?
never eats anything. Like
70 bars gone. But we still can try some of the other flavors. Oh, somebody got into this one. There's savages over here. Look at this. It's a mess. We can try the gummies. I got the cookies, and we're gonna get a few flavors of them. Chocolate bars, those things. I need to go to sleep. Guys, I'll update you when the video's done. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow. These nuts. These nuts have 180 calories. These nuts.
what do you think?
I'm getting a flavor that there's a pursuit of purity happening.
You think it's not?
Well, like in terms of like, you know, people are obviously engaging with this, believing that he is as he appears, right?
Yeah, I think
Like
so.
he, you know,
yes.
they go, he is just this sort of fun-loving metro station guy.
I really like him.
Yeah, I think this is the reason I got off the fucking socials, just because of shit
it's
like
too
this.
much.
I just hate it. I just
Yeah.
hate it so much.
Just how trash.
No,
it is.
I think no. So thanks for showing me.
Oh no, yeah, you can.
But
you
like
can hate it.
and it's slightly interesting, but it just seems like such a waste of time to me.
It is.
Like, and not, I just can't see anything redemptive in it, personally. Seriously. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. Don't apologize to me, my friend. Should we move into love hate?
Yes, definitely.
What are you loving this week?
This week I'm loving
Great city, Melbourne. Great city.
Cokey.
Like
There's a
the
clip
food.
there. If you just
I can go anywhere with my ham and
hit-
pineapple pizza.
hit
but if
play
you
on
like
this,
the food and you're a
please.
bit of a
Thank you so
foodie, It's a
much.
great city, Melbourne.
It's my understanding that you dropped some pineapple on a barbecue
this is
chicken
Shane
pizza the other
Warne
night morning.
I did too.
commentating a match of
Absolutely
cricket.
sensational. I'll tell you what, the other thing I've come up with, the local pizza place that I like around the corner is spaghetti bolognese on a pizza.
Really?
Now, just hold your horses, because Michael Clark started laughing and said, come on, turn it up. You can't be serious. I said, just have a piece, mate. Just try it. And I tell you what, he devoured a couple of pieces after that too. It was delicious.
When did you come up with that one?
A while ago.
Was it?
It's good, Mick.
One of the funniest was when we were in London in the Ashes tour and we went to a Japanese restaurant
Can you
one
hear it?
night, JB.
dinner?
A fine Japanese restaurant. Problem for Warnie. So we
the match
ordered in
is
a
just
couple
happening.
of pizzas.
He's just
It's
talking
beautiful,
about
fine dining Japanese restaurant.
It was in Mayfair and all.
It comes in a big box too. You didn't even get rid of the box. Just eat the dirty, rotten ham and pineapple out of the box.
Yeah, I did. Somehow management allowed it to happen.
I might go around.
dirty rotten.
What's your favourite
Dirty rotten
pizzas?
ham, pineapple.
Mine's got to be
Fancy
ham and
Japanese
pineapple. You don't want to
restaurant.
get too
Ham
fancy.
boxes
that
too.
way.
I like with the light.
Thin base.
The
Thin
works.
base. Ham. You like the works, do you, Jim?
I'm a bit more gourmet these days. I
Of
like
course you are.
lamb and goat's cheese and that sort of
What's your
thing.
favourite pizzas?
No,
Pizzas.
JB, give it
I
a
think
rest.
they've gone to a
Oh,
new level
very
now.
fun.
Now
I like to get some chili on there.
Bit of spice.
Got to spice them up.
What about Jim? Big gourmet pizza. If you're going to have a pizza, you want a dirty...
Gourmet.
Decided. You like
One of those
Melbourne
gourmet
better or
guys.
Sydney, don't you?
We'll throw them
4%.
on.
Now it
throw
goes
them to
for
the
a-
Put them in Melbourne, it's 55-45.
If you jump in probably 20
So I was
seconds
right, they agree
into
with me. Well
more,
done, viewers.
yeah, there we go. Thank you. So yeah, you can see Warnie says,
We'll find
so
out.
he does these.
We can't
He
really
goes out to
the
the
oil
text
dribbles
line.
down the shirt and you go, oh, how good is this?
He puts questions out.
All right.
6 o'clock
If
somewhere.
you jump
isn't
in
it?
ever so slightly more, Cokey, there's just a
Well, that gourmet stuff, you
ever
can
so
go down
slightly
to this
more.
fancy. You can eat it with a
Ever so
knife and
slightly
fork
more.
somewhere else.
There's a pub on Chapel Street in
more,
700,000 if you prefer Melbourne over Sydney.
more.
Let's have a look at what sort of pizza they like.
There's
James
a text
Brayshaw's
line that he-
gourmet or my dirty
Sorry,
rotten.
it's somewhere.
We see it on the screen.
Dirty rotten.
Yeah,
pizza.
oh, there we
The
go.
gourmet.
Yep,
Gourmet's
yep.
got
There we go
dirty
there.
rotten and ham and pineapple's still winning at 22. Traditional, Mick. They're with us.
So he put out the
30%,
question, what do you
where's that
like?
gourmet?
Favorite
18
pizza.
bucks.
And this is what people
Dirty
texted
rotten.
in.
Come on, dirty rotten.
The traditional ham and pineapple, gourmet, dirty rotten, hot and spicy. That's the categories.
So all of them,
Dirty
besides
rot-
the gourmet, are either like a ham and pineapple, dirty rotten, or traditional.
Shane wants
Absolutely
dirty
gourmet.
rotten
It
pizzas.
is,
I think he
and
said
it
it's when he
shows
puts
you how
spaghetti
Spicy,
bolognese
dirty
on a
rotten, ham and
pizza.
pineapple,
Well, you
traditional. They're all
lump them
very
all
similar.
together. You've got
I just
the
love that
gourmet
hot and
versus
spicy
very
and dirty
distinct
rotten have their own. I
audience.
don't know.
I
I love
like
those
the
categories.
gourmet.
Pizzas and
Gourmet,
80% like your
yeah,
fancy
traditional.
gourmet.
What is it?
With a knife and fork.
These
Just
categories
after
are some of
soup
my
pie.
favorites, and
You
I
watch
just
gourmet
love the
jump.
idea that he. I mean, his patter he's so funny.
Oh yeah, it's really
You know,
fun.
him like putting the word "to" on the end of sentence, like, oh, and it was rotten too. Like it was. It's just such a funny way of talking.
Yeah.
I think he was very funny.
Oh,
And look,
very
like,
good.
people are
It's
really
going
getting
up.
around it. Anyway, so I really love that.
That's
That's sort of. I'm living with these guys that are quite obsessed with sport at the moment, and
Yeah.
it's bringing me round to appreciating certain elements, and
That's good.
this is really funny to me.
I'm glad that you're getting in that.
Yeah.
Into that.
And what are you hating, mate?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
I'll do my love,
Oh, your love.
and
Sorry.
then you hate. And then
Go ahead. Sorry, I forgot the darts menagerie was a menagerie. That wasn't
Yeah,
love.
that
Sorry.
was
Yeah.
Menagerie, sorry. It could be love. Look, it's pretty boring, but I really like Amoeba Records. What's in my bag?
I do too.
Yeah, it's just so good, man.
It is.
Yeah, it's a YouTube series. We don't particularly need to get it up, but it's just go on YouTube. Amoeba Records in the States, and they just a huge like record store. And
Yeah.
invite a really great range of musicians across all genres to shop and for the day, and I assume they just get to pick what they want, and then at the end they talk about what they picked, and I just get so many awesome music recommendations. It hits so many. It's like, what inspires these really fantastic, interesting musicians? What would they get and why? What are they wanting to check out? What, like, all this kind of stuff, and hearing them talk about it, it's just fucking awesome.
It is. I love it.
Yeah.
And I certainly don't watch all of them, but
No.
if like recently I watched Seals one came up. I watched.
It was really good.
I loved Seals.
It was really good.
I liked.
I watched Seals.
He's just so effusive.
He
and,
is so intelligent and passionate about music.
Yeah, he's very verbose and passionate, and
Yeah.
I love that. He was
Yeah.
going on about the Deja Vu album by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and how him and his wife love that Happy House.
Yes.
Yeah, this house, whatever song. It was nice.
He talks very beautifully about.
He
things
does.
He's passionate about.
I could listen to him for ages. I
Yeah.
love that. And Zane Lowe, I actually watched that one. Did you
I
watch
didn't
that
watch
one
the
as well?
Zane Lowe one. No.
I was morbidly curious on what that one would be like, and fair play. He's a DJ.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. He's a great.
knows his stuff.
It's great to hear him talk about music that he actually loves. Not so great to hear him fall over himself, to let us know how ingratiated he is in the Hollywood scene, right? So I saw you at this party, and we had coffee at that time, right? And like he always, in the interviews that he does,
Yeah.
It's,
I don't watch his interviews. I don't like interviews at the best of times, and here's a no better.
yeah. So they can have
He
moments,
sucks
but
so much dick.
he is a bit of a he falls over himself a bit too. He's sort of like Jimmy Fallon in that
Yeah.
way, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, sorry, Amoeba.
Very cool.
Yes, very
Yeah,
cool.
That's what I'm like.
That's what's in my bag.
That's what's in my bag. What are you hating?
I hate the way that news announcers pronounce government.
With the N.
They really pronounce the N. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's how you pronounce it. It's what the word is. But there's just something grating to me about it. There's such pride in the pronunciation of the government.
And government has met today. Government has
And
met
today the government has met and decided. Parliament.
Parliament.
They almost put
and
an
the
N in
govern-
Parliament.
Government.
They like to put little small N's in there and just overpronounce them. And it just sort of, I guess, what it, denotes to me is pompousness.
Yeah.
And it just kind of shits me.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it. It's how you say it.
Sure.
But government.
Yeah.
Just go government. Government. We all do it.
Parliament.
There's no T at the end.
Parliament meant today. And
Question time in Parliament today.
Parliament.
And actually, I've got got no, that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I am hating gold class food. I had a mate, I forgot who said, I think it was someone in my stream. He said, I was talking about I was going to gold class. He said, oh, my mate went to gold class the other day, reckons he got served the worst cocktail he's ever had. And I love that anecdote. Like, such an offensive. And it was the worst cocktail he'd ever had.
Yeah.
And it would have been like $20. But yeah, that shit is so shit. It is microwave crap drizzled with a caramel sauce. Like they're taking the piss.
And thrice the price.
And they're always, and I feel like all the gold class staff, they're all fucking looking down on me. It's like, motherfucker, this isn't special. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your black shirt tucked in. Like, you know, just fucking give me my chocolate.
They think they're the Spartans in 300.
Fuck.
Like, we are we are here.
Yeah, I'm here to watch a fucking film.
You don't kick us down the well.
Yeah, exactly. And I was angry because this one dude that was serving us at the movie when we were doing Barbenheimer, we had him for both sessions. And he was just particularly rude.
Was he?
And so, like, when we were in the set, I was joking. I didn't say this to him, but I was, boy. Oh,
God. That
my popcorn's cold, boy.
Did you?
I didn't say it.
Oh,
I was joking. I didn't say it so he couldn't hear. But it was,
funny.
I was having fun.
Do you feel as if like I feel like with cinemas, and I felt this when I was working there. I mean, there really is this us and them. I think it's like all service industries, you know. But like you really get the sense that they've got inside, like do you feel like you're being judged?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like that they're gossiping out
They're
back
so
like
cliquey.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of fuck with it. It's a cinema is a romantic place. I can see why. If I was working there, I'd be the same. I'd be like these fucking idiots.
I did that.
Yeah.
But I just thought it because I couldn't make friends.
No.
I'd be out the back on my knees at the popcorn maker, hogging down. I can't remember if I told you about this.
Were you eating popcorn?
I was both hands, one hand, next hand. I'd be on my knees at the entrance of the Outback.
Oh, Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And I was eating.
And you couldn't make friends.
Not. I mean, you know, they just weren't my people. That's okay. One of them was quite nice.
When I worked at Sanity.
Yeah.
I couldn't make friends. They never accepted me. I wanted to make friends so bad.
Oh, you worked at Sanity?
Yeah. Felt so good, man.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
How long for?
8 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about 17.
That would have been quite a cool gig.
It was so dope. I loved it so much.
Did you get to choose the music and stuff?
I didn't because they didn't like me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I got to talk to people about music.
Yeah.
And Sanity had like a pretty good like heavy music section, and like people would come in and I'd be like, what are you thinking? What are you looking at?
Yeah.
It was so good. It was just before like CDs. People were still buying CDs. It was at the height of people buying television seasons on DVD. So there was a lot of television buying and a lot of Andre Rieu.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. Working at Sunday was dope, even though everyone hated me. I really fucked with it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Dart, let's leave it there.
Namaste.
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 Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Cokey, thank you so much,
Cokey.
man. What a legend.
Can you chuck up a couple of those? Much love.
Much love. Thank you so much to the Piss Call. Thank you for being here. We see you. We appreciate you.
We love you.
You can follow Welcome to Meet You on Instagram. We have a subreddit.
Welcome to Meet You on subreddit. You can email us, wtmypod@gmail.com if you want to talk to us. We usually answer. We do answer.
And we've got a Patreon as well.
Shouts out to all the Patreon supporters. We really appreciate you. We know that the extra content has been lacking. We've been saying it for ages. It will come to pass. But it has funded this.
You're the reason that we are doing this. So thank you so much. And more to come.
Peace.
So,
Love
peace.
you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, wonderful week. We'll see you next time. It's pink. Cheers, mate. Doesn't everything never down? Oh.